Welcome back to AM Northwest. It is a fresh take on the classic cobbler. Here to share a recipe perfect for Easter brunch or even dessert, we welcome back creator of the blog, Karista's Kitchen, Chef Karista Bennett. Tell me about this dish. I haven't heard of this one before.
Okay, this is a spring pear and cardamom cobbler.
Okay.
You know, pear season's still in, and we're just all ready for berry season, but they're not here yet. So we're just going to utilize our pears and make them taste as wonderful as possible. And I love this cobbler because it's kind of opposite of the way I used to make cobbler. The cobbler dough goes in the bottom, and the fruit goes on the top.
Okay.
And then I sprinkle.
Oh, yeah, that is the reverse.
It's a little reverse.
Right.
And it's just delicious, and you can sprinkle it with some powdered sugar or serve it with ice cream or whipped cream, and it makes the most delicious brunch cobbler.
And we're using the state fruit, so that's all good.
Yay! Yes,
all right, let's do it.
Okay, so what we're going to do right now is I've prepared, this is 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. And so what I'm going to have you do is go ahead and mix in the baking powder, about a teaspoon of baking powder.
All
of it, yeah. Okay. I already measured this out.
Okay.
The salt. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we're going to do a teaspoon of cardamom. I love cardamom, and it pairs so beautifully with pears.
Where is cardamom from? Is it an Indian spice?
It's an Indian spice,
okay.
Yeah, and it's super fragrant. And then we're going to give that a little whisk.
Yep.
And then, you know, I forgot the sugar. This is a sweet, it's like a sweet biscuit dough.
Okay.
And once we get that whisked, I'm going to add.
Yeah, you can really smell
You smell that, isn't it fragrant? I'm going to add an egg. And I'm going to actually switch here. Let's switch.
Yep, I'll turn over this way.
No, I'm going to switch tools. There you go. And then 3/4 cup of heavy cream. And if you need a little more heavy cream, you can go to a cup. It just depends on how wet the dough ends up being. And then I like to stir this with a fork.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how can you tell if you need more cream?
Oh, and you know what I forgot to do?
Let's add the butter.
I got so excited, I forgot to cut in the butter.
That's all right, we'll do it.
Okay, we're just gonna, normally what I do is I cut the butter into the flour just like we would a biscuit dough.
Before we put everything else in.
This is, yes, which I prepared that right here just in case I forgot.
Well, you're smart to do that.
Yeah, so anyway, I have this already prepared.
Okay.
Yeah, so what we're gonna do is let's go ahead and work with this one because we used our heavy cream.
Right, okay.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and work with this one. And normally,
here, do I need
why don't we just cut this in here? We're just going to cut it in.
That's what you mean by cutting it in.
We're just going to cut it in. And normally when you cut it in and the butter is dry or cold, it gets nice and mushed in there.
And do you prefer to use salted butter or unsalted butter?
No, I like unsalted butter.
Okay.
Yeah, for this I like unsalted butter. And then we're going to press it into the bottom of a baking dish. That's what we're going to do.
Okay.
All right, so if you, this is
And do you have that greased or no?
No, this is not greased because we've got plenty of butter.
Oh, right, of course.
Yeah, and we're just going to toss it in here, and we're just going to press it in. Now, a little trick, when I press this in the bottom, I usually have a cup of water, and I get my hands wet. And then I just mush.
Oh, because that helps to smooth it out a little bit more, doesn't it?
It helps smooth it out, yep. And it doesn't stick to your fingers so much, but we're going to just work at spreading this into the bottom of the pan. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can just be at the bottom. And then what you'll do is you're going to take those beautiful sliced pears.
Okay.
And
you didn't peel them?
No, I did not peel them. I like to keep the fruit unpeeled. And then I'm just going to place them in and just kind of stick them in. And you can do any kind of design you want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just like I just did all in rows here.
Okay. Do you want them slightly like that?
Yeah, slightly on top of each other, so we can pack as much fruit in there as possible.
Sure.
So when it cooks, the juices from the fruit is going to kind of soak right into the dough and make the dough nice and flavorful.
Now, do you put anything on top of the pears?
I do. So after we get all the pears on top, we're going to add a 1/4 cup of brown sugar with about 2 teaspoons of cardamom. So that'll go on the top. And then we'll dot it with a little more butter, bake at 350 for about 25 to 30 minutes until the crust on the outside is golden browned and it's done in the center. And it's really, really, beautiful. And it smells so good when as it's baking.
Well, it smells good right now, so I don't know.
It does. And you can just throw them in there. Now this recipe is nice for summer blueberries. So in the summer you can use the same recipe but throw summer blueberries over the top.
And would you still use cardamom?
No, I would do lemon zest.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I would do lemon zest. You can not use any kind of spice or lemon zest. You could use vanilla bean, you could use lavender, but I think this is really nice.
So here's your brown sugar, right?
Yep, and I just take it and I just sprinkle it over the top like this. And then once that's done, we're going to throw...
And do you prefer light brown sugar to dark brown sugar, or does that matter?
It doesn't matter. This is dark brown sugar.
Oh, it is dark, okay.
I don't know why I use dark. I think my mother always used dark brown sugar, and I think that's why
Does it have a heavier flavor, you think?
I don't know. It might. I really, personally, I've never noticed a difference. I think it's color. Sometimes I really like that dark color.
Okay.
And then I just dot on a little bit more butter. I mean, it just has so much.
You have to have more butter.
It just has so much butter.
Now,
in
producer
this.
Tammy wants to know if you put molasses in it. I'm not sure why.
Molasses in the brown sugar?
Okay, I guess what she said is, I guess dark brown sugar has more molasses in it.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
Sometimes it's hard to convert what comes in here out here. Oh, I apologize.
And that's your piece to try.
Okay, all right.
So after it comes out, you can either serve it warm, you can serve it room temperature.
Well, you put powdered sugar on top.
And I did put powdered sugar on top. But you can also use some whipped cream or some vanilla ice cream.
The way you did this is great. Seriously. Well.
And it's a fun all-purpose cobbler recipe. I love it with the pear and cardamom, but again, blueberry and lemon zest is nice. Are you okay?
It is good.
Oh.
I took too big a bite. That is really good.
Oh, I'm so glad you like it.
We'll put the recipe on our website at k2.com. Karista Bennett, thank you. We'll be right back.